I have a pair of patched up jeans, and I've got you know who Coach Alto is?
Who's Coach Alto?
He was the OCC coach who was in the helicopter crash with Kobe.
Oh.
So I have like a pirate patch that says Alto on it.
Nice.
Just holding up a pocket in the back of one of my pairs of jeans.
Anyways.
Gets recognized. I don't know.
Anyways, dude went to the Bowie show. Realized Bowie's a good guy.
Bowie's a good guy.
Bowie is a good guy. And then he read more on John Lennon. He's like, fuck that guy. Honestly, fuck that guy. And then so he shot him. Shot him in the fucking face. Killed John Lennon.
Yeah, reading too much about any rich person.
Definitely.
Well, here's the thing.
Gets you going.
John Lennon abandoned his child and like his wife, and like that was like sick, and like did a lot of shitty things.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know who I just found out was a real piece of shit to his kids?
Who?
Brad Pitt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like removing the surname Pitt from their names and stuff.
Yeah.
I had no idea. His publicist is a hard worker, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's you know Hey Jude, the Beatles song?
Sure. Yeah.
It written by Paul McCartney,
Okay.
right? Is about Julius, which is John Lennon's son that Paul McCartney adopted because John Lennon abandoned.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Imagine making a song about your friend and your band's kid that you had to adopt.
Yeah, it's crazy they're friends.
I'd adopt one of your guys' kid if you guys were being real mediocre parents.
I don't want you to adopt my kid.
Well, if you
I would
abandon
rather
him and
he-
your sick wife, I mean,
I would rather he grow up
in the system.
on his own.
Oh
in
my
the
god.
system
I'd
than-
rather him be raised by a pack of wolves.
honestly grow some hair on his chest, you know?
Just eating squirrels raw in the forest.
Yeah.
Just like somebody sees him on the street, just
Real
like
Tarzan shit.
just like squatting down, looking at him, like wild eyes, muddy face, raggedy clothes, like not any clothes at all. And they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Rah, rah."
It's a big montage of Dave taking his feral son on a plane, and they get off, and then boom, they're in the forest, and he releases it, and then it slow pans out to it just being Central Park. and he's still doing that shit. He's still growling at people and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do to my
It's
kids.
him and the pigeon lady from Home Alone.
That is a crazy movie.
That was a fucking crazy movie.
The one where he sees Donald Trump is fantastic. It's so funny.
It's crazy. So there's also like, it's like now when you go back and watch Iron Man, you see like Elon Musk in it and stuff.
Yeah, and then you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh wait,
Yeah.
what?"
It's a very different connotation these days.
Yeah.
Although, do you think Tony Stark would really be friends with Elon Musk? Like, probably.
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Tony
he-
Stark is the equivalent of, like, the owner of Lockheed Martin. Like, I hope you
Yeah,
understand. He's the
but-
equivalent of that.
It's kind of, but he's also he's like a public playboy. Like, he's more of a douchebag. Like, he's not just rich and selling weapons. He's also like, he does like festivals with his name on it and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's
He's a very mixed man because he might be selling weapons to the government, but he also does a festival to make all the people happy.
Yeah.
it is.
He's an ethical billionaire.
No.
He is a hero.
Well,
he does have ethics.
I will say it's impressive that he could be as like pre-Iron Man, obviously, be as rich as he is and beloved. Because the more I've gotten to know about anybody who has like $1 billion, the less I like about him.
Yeah.
So I
mean, to be fair, he is. Tony Stark is doing less fucked up shit than like actual billionaires.
it's true. He does. He is
Like,
working
he's just-
towards renewable energy and
He's
shit.
working towards renewable energy. He's just building shit in his garage. Like, he's just that type of billionaire.
Yeah.
He's not like out there trying to control your brain.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole first movie was about how all the weapons he sells ends up in like the wrong hands and stuff. So that
Yeah.
wasn't maybe ideal.
I know, but like that wasn't his.
It wasn't
goal,
his
you know?
choice.
That
That was out of his control. That was
Right.
his subordinate.
That's what
you
made.
know?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. There's a cognitive dissonance to building giant weapons and giant missiles. Being like, no, these are the good ones, and then having to like learn about it as an adult man that maybe building missiles for the highest bidder isn't a good idea.
I actually don't do it for
Well,
the
he
highest
wasn't doing
bidder.
the highest bidder. He was selling them to the U.S. Right?
Who were selling them to?
Who were, the U.S.
We like to liquidate
giving
assets.
weapons to our enemies so we can fight them longer is a very common thing.
No. Our U.S. government?
Who would side with the Taliban in the 80s? That's crazy.
Yeah, who armed them?
Who gave the Taliban a bunch of weapons?
Who armed?
And a bunch of Toyota Helixes.
Did we give them Toyota Helixes?
Gave them so much shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Who gave arms and money to small rebel fighters in South America?
I mean, a lot of
I don't
people.
know.
We did.
Well, we did.
I don't know. Maybe us.
There's a lot of Western vested interest in giving weapons to South America.
We just love giving guns out. You know?
Yeah.
It just helps other people fight each other, so then we could come in and just take their money.
Or like in the 60s where we just gave crack to black neighborhoods.
Oh, we're still doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the CIA,
I
which is
highly doubt we stopped doing that.
the CIA, which did a bunch of terrible things and has gone through no major restructuring, is probably just good guys now, is what I would say.
Yeah, 100%. The government would never hurt us anymore. They used to do all the bad stuff. They would never do anything bad anymore.
Dude,
they
government
definitely didn't
loves
learn
us.
anything from all those experiments and stuff they did on people.
Or from the knowledge they took from the experiments in Japan during World War II.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You know
and
what?
the Nazi scientists that we brought over to
Oh,
United
Project
States.
Paperclip?
Yeah. Oh, we definitely didn't do anything.
Dude,
with
this
that.
thing's gonna get so demonetized. we are 7.5 minutes in and just bashing the U.S. government. But you know what?
I'm not bashing the U.S. government. I'm bashing the CIA.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though.
We're
if
going
they
to get taken out.
if
I
they
promise you.
if they just
You
went
are.
to EDC and grabbed like people from there, they could do MK Ultra willingly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they'd be like, "What's up, man?"
They'd be down for
Plur.
it. Like,
Plur.
blur.
Plur, man. I'd love to do your experiment. Let's find out.
I think EDC is like the MK Ultra, like the solutions and like the info they got from it.
Mm-hmm.
They put money into these festivals.
Yeah.
Because they learned so much from MK Ultra. So now they're trying to get the populace on that stuff.
Yeah. They're trying to get. Do you think they figured out how to mind control people?
Oh, 100%. They spent okay. We only found out about a little bit of time they actually tried to do that.
Yeah.
right? Imagine what they're actually hiding from this.
They actually could have had a successful part
They 100% did.
where they just like went, "All right, well, we're gonna release what we didn't find out and what we like failed on, and then
Yeah.
we'll keep all the rest."
Yeah. They release certain amount of information to make it seem like we actually are getting information.
Yeah,
then we're
Ratatouille
like-
was actually a screenplay by a whistleblower.
Really?
I think actually so.
That'd be
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, they figured out how to control people, but they can only control them with rats. That's why we have to figure out how to control the rats all the time.
Yeah. Rat populations. What the fuck are we talking about?
Well, Hunter,
We're talking about John Lennon.
I thought we were just waffling for a good minute so that we could start the podcast because we didn't do the clap too.
yeah, but this was 9.5 minutes of comedic gold.
It is comedic gold.
All right,
It
you
is
guys
so
just
funny.
get to be around for the sound speed clap right now.
All right, ready?
Hunter
I
put
like-
his hands up but didn't get to clap.
I'm the best clapper.
Every week.
Hunter's not good at clapping. I'm the best. Actually, we need to redo it because yours was off a little bit. No, it was delayed.
But that doesn't matter.
It does matter because that's how we line up the syncing. And if
Yeah, but it
his
all-
mic is off, then it doesn't count.
Doesn't matter because it all
Do it
gets
again. Let's do it again.
Motherfucker, you're not the one who edits
Bring the
this.
mics in. Bring the mics in.
This is stupid. Do you feel better?
Yeah, see how they're all one line right there?
Yeah, do you see where there's an impact from you slapping the fuck out of my mic?
Don't put your mic in my hand.
You said, hey, bring your mic in, and then you backhanded it.
Yeah. Boom.
We should have Zack dub in just like a shittier clap. Just a sound effect of kind of like a sad clap, like a
whiff, one, like a...
yeah, like one where like, you know, if you guys did it, you'd have to be like, oh wait, can we redo that high five?
Oh God. Give me a high five, Hunter.
Yeah, like just
I
like
did that on purpose.
You did that on purpose.
I did that on
don't
purpose.
believe you.
No, right, ready?
Brad. That's how you do a high five.
I mean, goosebumps, really.
Oh.
That was like a solid 8 out of 10.
Shivered in me
That was a good one.
timbers.
Shiver me timbers. What's your favorite, like old school phrase? You know, like they used to say.
egads.
Way back in the day. you know?
Egads, brother.
What is egads?
It's just mean it's like oh my god. It's like egads. Surprise, shock.
You know.
Yeah.
I love Shiver Me Timbers. It's a good favorite of mine. Eureka, when you find some shit out.
Oh, dude.
It's a good one.
You
What about
ever
Hunter?
a real base Eureka? Eureka, you can't put together a sandwich correctly and go Eureka. You have to like really invent something.
You gotta find some shit. You gotta invent something, find something.
There's gotta be like you gotta be in a library with a bunch of textbooks open around you.
No. You can't. That's not Eureka qualified. You're just looking for shit. You have to like go out in the world, find something, or like be like a scientist and like figure something out.
I was
about the
thinking like
world.
mystery style, like you're putting together like a cold case, and then you find out the killer worked at the aquarium.
No,
You go
no.
Eureka.
I think if you say Eureka, it's got to be like
it's innovative.
benefit for humanity. Like it's got to be big. You know,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
like if it's just a little like Scooby Doo mystery, that's nothing.
What if there's a lot of red yarn?
Maybe. Maybe.
What if there's a really dope cork board with like newspaper clippings?
If you're finding out who the Zodiac
pictures.
killer is, maybe.
Yeah, the first guy on Twitter to crack Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz
That's
is
a-
the Zodiac killer?
Let's
Oh.
Eureka.
We're bringing this back.
Wait.
All right. What are we drinking today, boys?
I'm drinking half a cup of your roommate's pot of coffee and a water bottle that's been in this garage for several weeks. But enough podcasting about podcasting.
Okay. I was just giving the
Yeah.
viewers an update. You
I
know.
fuck with it. We got to plug our shit.
Yeah. Shameless
Like
plugs.
plugging things.
Not what I pointed at you for. I was going to say.
Wow. All right.
I mean,
I like to plug toilets.
Ew, okay. Okay.
can you talk about the concert you went to?
Yeah.
Can that be?
You told us about this crazy concert, and now I want to hear about it.
Oh, now you're upselling it.
It's crazy. Apparently, he had
Wow.
he had a great time, and it was the best concert you've ever been to.
No
so I want
way.
to hear about it.
I went to Zack Bryan on Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
And that was actually my first concert live.
That was your first.
That was
live
my
concert?
first live concert. Well, because I've been to Beyond, but I don't see that as like I don't see that as a concert. It's like it's an event. It's a festival event.
Yeah.
And it's EDM, so it's like
You've
barely
been
even live.
here. You've been to my house, and we've had concerts in the backyard.
Yeah.
It was like my first like
Professional.
big, like
Full scale.
like yeah,
full production.
like that was a concert, but that wasn't like a big name person
Okay,
that
that's
you have to
fair.
like buy the
Hey,
ticket
not yet.
for.
Not
But
yet.
not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
But-
Shout out Familiar Faces on Apple and Spotify.
Chad
probably?
Bierman, Familiar Faces. Very close friend of the show. Hopefully, we have him on one day.
Okay.
But
Anyways.
yeah, like this is like my first like big name person I've gone and seen.
Sure.
So like I was like, wow, like it was great. It was a
Yeah.
great show. He sounds like the exact same singing live that he does like on Spotify and Apple Music.
That's always
He's-
ideal.
He's so good.
Usually, I think country singers are a lot like that because they're not mixing their voice very much. You know, they're just trying to sing, and it's very like folky. You know?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of like production put on. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
there is, but it's
There's not a
it's
lot of
meant to
auto-tune.
feel very natural, even if
Yeah.
it is tuned.
Yeah.
It was one of like my best things about the concert. He played some of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
That was great.
Always clutch.
Mhm.
I loved it because he played different songs, kind of some
I mean,
of the
how
different
long
days.
has he been making music?
Zach Bryan, dude, long time, right?
While
Yeah. So
'Cause
rolling
He's-
some good
he's
songs.
Like is he? Is he like post 9/11 or like?
Oh my God.
No, because that's a whole era of country music.
Yeah,
as well,
definitely.
you know?
He's definitely
He's
post
definitely
9/11. He
post
hasn't
9/11.
been.
I know, but like, is it like that era where it was like right after where he's making all those?
No.
or was it,
Zach
like,
Bryan was in the
Was he
Navy. No, he was in the like early 10s.
Okay,
That's when he was
That's
in the
right, that's
Navy.
right. Yeah,
And then I think it was like 2015 when he started like actually making music.
okay,
His
got it.
first album was released in 2019.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay,
You might be thinking of like Luke Bryan or something.
Luke Bryan. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's definitely
the other Bryan.
post 9. Yeah.
My bad.
But that's his first like studio album. He was definitely making music before that.
But yeah, Zach Bryan is really good. Played some of my favorite songs. Loved it. One of my favorite things that he did was it was at Crypto.com Arena, and there was 4 parts of the stage he was on. And so during some of the songs, there would be breaks in the music, and he would walk to a different microphone.
Nice.
He'd start at one side of the stage, and like the music would stop. He'd walk over to another part, and then continue the song and go back. And like the lights would go out, he'd move, and then he'd start up again.
Oh,
It was
so it's
so
like
cool.
it's giving the whole like Shakespeare's theater like centered.
Tell me
Yeah.
about Shakespeare's theater.
Oh, it's just like the theater is centered and then the crowd is around him. And then that's the idea.
yeah,
of it.
yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to with these stadium shows.
Yeah. Well,
But it was
usually it's just a stage on the front, you know.
Yeah, a lot of times there's like the front and center stage, but this is like a basketball arena, so
yeah,
it's
so it's
like
like a whole surround.
whole surrounding area.
I had a couple friends that were at that same concert.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was
I wanted to go so bad.
so good.
I went and saw a show there like two years ago for Kendrick, which was it was great. Baby Keem was in town. Things were awesome. But what the configuration of stage they had when he did like the catwalk out to the middle, the whole middle stage, which was like 25 by 25 probably, just rose like 60 feet in the air.
Crazy.
And that was a fucking, I mean, ridiculous stage setup.
Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah,
would
they do cool
say-
things out there.
Best concert I've ever been to.
Mm.
Because I like going to a lot of concerts. I like the small ones, but the best one I've ever been to that was like a real like big one. It was a starting. It was 4 bands, right? Opening was the Interrupters,
Classic.
classic. The next was Weezer.
Okay.
The next was Fall Out Boy, and then Green Day.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
the cool, and they all played like their hits and like all the best songs. It was probably the best concert I've ever been
Would
to.
they all sign your Converse and ride away in their Subarus?
All right.
I feel
All
like
right.
Green Day
I'm
was.
just
All
saying,
right,
bro.
all right.
It
I
was
feel like-
Weezer and Fall Out Boy.
All right.
I feel like Weezer and Fall Out Boy would definitely drive Subarus. I don't know about Green Day though.
Green Day now.
I would say
Yeah.
They're like
Fall Out
middle-aged
Boy-
now.
Fall Out Boy is much better live.
Really?
Much better.
That's cool. I fuck with a band that's better in person, actually.
I would say they're all better live.
Really?
Yeah, Green Day puts on a really good show.
Well, that I believe. They've been doing it.
so does
Yeah.
Fall Out Boy. Like there was like fireworks and like fire
Oh,
displays.
pyrotechnics.
Pyrotechnics and
Yeah.
fireworks and like there was like beach balls being thrown around. It was a fun show.
we ever do a live show for us, we'll do pyrotechnics and beach balls.
Yeah, I just feel like, guess what happened?
Yeah.
Your mom.
But like
Shut the fuck up.
it was really funny because
That's your one.
Weezer played all their popular songs, and they also played Africa by Toto, and that's probably the last time anybody will hear Africa by Toto in a large stadium.
Maybe, but Africa, the Weezer cover of Africa is on the Teal album.
Yeah.
So I bet you they play it.
Well, I'm just saying they play it pretty often, but I'm saying they're probably the last band that will play a song like that.
Yeah.
Live
I don't
for,
think we're
like, a
getting an
huge stadium.
Africa by Toto resurgence
Yeah,
anytime.
Toto's not coming
Thank
back.
goodness.
You don't like Africa?
You don't like bringing the rains down?
I
blessed the rains
so
down
here.
Africa. I have.
I
I really have.
I'd give us a minute for this, and then we'll
Okay.
talk about.
Continue.
I like the song. I just don't like to hear it sometimes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
100%.
Fair enough.
Long song.
It's a very long song. I'm pretty sure I had it on repeat one time too.
Oh, not a
yeah,
song
no,
you
we
can
do.
tell when it starts and
No.
ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. So I was cooked. I also don't like the Weezer version of it. I like the original.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the original's better. of
Way
course.
better.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
Nobody's arguing out here that
Yeah,
the Weezer cover.
they're not. It's not terrible, but it's not better.
I think I might have actually heard the Weezer version first, and I didn't
No,
like
no.
The Weezer version first.
The Weezer version came
Maybe.
out like a couple years ago. There's
Yeah.
no way you were, because you have to hear it on the radio when you're a kid.
Yeah.
it. Not with the station that my mom usually
Were you
listened
listening
to.
to like Christian rock the whole time?
No, my mom was listening to 104.3 My FM, and my dad
it
would
came on
listen.
My FM.
It could be on my FM.
Yeah.
This is it back in the day when they're playing like Rihanna.
Mm,
Yeah, that's true.
there was some. Honestly, the early 2000s pop is real. What was you've literally blessed the rains down in Africa?
I've been to Africa.
Sure, I
Yeah.
believe
What?
that.
I went on a missions trip.
Oh.
It was with the church. It was with the church, and there was rain
doing
clouds.
the Lord's work.
There was rain clouds, and a bunch of the people that were there are like, "All right, we need to like pray for rain because we need rain."
Sure.
And they were blessing and praying for the rain, and they asked me to join in, and I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I have actually blessed the rains in Africa. Down in Africa, because it's down. It was the lower part.
That is the most interesting story that I've ever heard, because I did not know that about you.
What, you didn't know?
I did not know that.
Oh.
You didn't
I
know,
did
you
not
didn't know
know
he'd
that.
been to Africa?
I didn't know he was also part of a mission trip.
It was okay, so it was, they go every year. The church I'm going to is actually going there right now.
Mm.
It's with the high school ministry. Yeah, and we go to Swaziland, Africa, or Eswatini now, and they have like help out with the orphans and do a lot of building and stuff there. So
Yeah.
bring a lot of food, bring a lot of help.
Yeah. I
Good
mean,
stuff. It's
I'm not a largest proponent of mission trips just because of their like roots and like colonialism and stuff, but I do think that there is some genuine good and stuff that comes out of it.
Okay,
Because
here's the thing.
mission trips for like the last like 20, 30 years,
Mhm.
I should say longer than that. I'd say probably since like the 70s-ish,
Mm.
have been like purely for humanitarian efforts.
Yeah, this one's a pure humanitarian. We didn't go there to convert anybody.
That's
like
good.
that was our goal was to we were building because we have like a place that where like all the kids in the area are able to come to, because there's a lot of human trafficking and stuff.
Sure.
So the kids are able to come here. There's like playground and like a field for soccer and like buildings and people making food and stuff for them. And it's a really wholesome, really good. Anybody can come, and it's like a safe place for them. That was our goal, right? So we had some land. We would go there, and I built the roof on this like kitchen.
You built the roof down in Africa?
I built the roof down in Africa too. Yeah.
So you brought the rain and the roof?
I brought the rain and the roof. Yeah.
You poison the water so they have to buy your solutions. No, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a roof to a kitchen, and then the grandmas, the magas, that's what they call them.
Wow.
Magas.
This guy's
Yeah.
probably got a great photo of him with like 16 African kids.
Probably, actually.
Yeah.
A real
Actually, I think I have.
Oh
one
my
in
God.
wallet. It's just
Oh
one.
my
but, yeah, they gave me some food,
Nice.
and then I'm like, oh, this shit's delicious. It was actually really good. It was like this rice, like paste with like chicken and stuff in it, and it was like tastes so good.
Okay.
No.
We need to learn some African recipes. Do
Okay.
it on the show.
Do it on the
Do it
cooking
on
show.
Let 'em cook.
Let him cook.
With Hunter and Amir when Amir gets back.
Yep.
Yeah, when we find a real kitchen to shoot in.
Yeah.
But
I thought I
How
told you
was-
guys about all that.
hmm,
I thought I told you guys all about that.
I don't know. I listen like sometimes.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
remember it.
Yeah, there's a chance you told us. I'm not gonna
I kind of
discount
just
that.
ramble sometimes.
I'm good at listening. Sometimes remembering, not my thing.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Yeah, I can tell.
I do want to get back to the Zack Bryan. How was the crowd at the?
Oh yeah.
Every single person screaming. Did not matter if it was a guy, a girl, everyone was going feral for this man.
He's a good man.
He's
kind of hot.
Good man.
I'll admit it. Yeah, he's a good looking guy.
Pretty good looking guy.
Sings country music, of course.
But
didn't he hit a cop?
Probably.
Yes,
I wouldn't doubt it.
He did. He's the country singer. He hit a cop.
He's bringing back bad boy country.
Yeah,
Yes.
outlaw country. Let's go.
Love it.
Love it.
But basically, like, he'd have small moments where like he'd let everybody else like get in and sing everything.
Classic.
Cool.
So good. Everybody's just screaming, and it's pretty funny because like me and the group I was in, because I went with my coworkers, or three of my coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Two of my coworkers and I would just be like screaming, like after every song, we'd just go, "Woo!"
You being woo girls?
No, we
Woohoo
no
girls.
we did
Woohoo
like
girls?
Woohoo girls.
we did like the pig yells, like the woo.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That brings me into something. What concert, like from somebody who's like passed away or like no longer performing or something, would you like kill someone to go see? Like, I'm not kidding. I would do anything to go see like a concert of ELO, like a live Electric Light Orchestra. Like, just seeing that would be crazy. Or the Eagles.
The Eagles.
The Eagles would be
Eagles
good.
are a great answer. So I'm not the biggest live music person. Like, I can enjoy it, but
fuck?
it's for me, if I'm not with the right people or the crowd isn't the right way, like just seeing the like band or artist perform isn't that great to me. Like, it's more about having like a shared experience.
Okay, I get that. So you're more like on the vibes of the crowd and make sure everybody's having a good time.
So that being said, Woodstock.
Woodstock? Woodstock would be crazy.
No, I would. I'm not gonna
Oh.
lie. I actually want to do Woodstock because
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, because I want to hear Jimi Hendrix do his
Oh my
rendition of the
God.
national anthem live.
That would be. I would feel something.
In,
there.
'Cause that was one of his like first times coming back from like London,
Yeah.
That
and
is
he was just on LSD doing the damn national anthem.
Do you know what's crazy about that? Is there are a bunch of like anti-war hippies that like at the moment hated the U.S. government,
Sure.
and he's up there on stage doing the most craziest rendition of the national anthem, like on electric guitar, and they're cheering for it.
Well,
Yeah.
That
because
is crazy.
they might have been anti-war and anti-government, but they still were proud to be in America because a lot of them also, you do have to realize, like, up to that point, that was a lot of, like, immigration and, like, people, like, hated immigrants.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
I don't know what that
hippies
meant. I'm
the hippies
confused.
of Woodstock had a very similar view to a lot of people nowadays. In their, they would burn flags still back
Yeah.
then. You know, they would still be doing that stuff.
And there's also this aspect of like being like anti like government and stuff. Like when you're being a hippie, like there's still to this day questions about whether or not like Jimi Hendrix performing the national anthem on his guitar and the way he did is like a protest or not, or like whether or not it's respectful or not. Like,
I think he was just tripping balls.
oh yeah,
but
100%. Like I think it's dumb to ask questions of a guy on so many drugs.
Yeah.
But I can see it being like a, you know, when you hang a flag upside down, you're still hanging the flag up.
True.
Like when you do
Yeah.
the national anthem on guitar, you're still doing the national anthem, but you're also, you know,
Not doing it right.
you're doing
Yeah,
it on
there's a lot.
LSD. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it was like about halfway through the song, it turns into like a completely different song.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
it's just
it
a
was
sick
still-
solo in the middle.
Yeah. It was still crazy to do.
Well, and it's also like, you know what? The founding fathers were all like 18 to like 22 or whatever. They
Yeah.
would have thought that shit was so sick if they
They
were.
would have. They would have had a great
Yeah.
time. They would have loved it.
It is crazy how young those dudes were, though.
Yeah.
I was.
Founding fathers were like
Yeah.
I think one of the oldest ones to sign, aside from like, what was his name? Franklin.
Yeah.
Aside from Franklin, was like 30 or like younger
Yeah.
than that. Like one of the old, like, they're crazy young guys.
They definitely intended for all of our politicians to be over the age of 50.
Yeah.
They definitely were like, you know, it'd be really good, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of them were so young, 16, 17.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it was crazy.
I mean,
The founding fathers.
probably
like-
John Hancock. I don't know.
I think John Hancock was like one of the older ones, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Either way, they were young guys doing stuff.
I didn't know that. I thought they were old.
No, they're not old. They just wear powdered wigs.
You know what's crazy about them? They all took like a crazy like risk, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, they all
got
could've been
caught,
killed.
they would have been just executed, you know, immediately. How old are they?
Oh, there's a couple old heads, dude.
Yeah, there's a few.
Samuel
old heads.
Huntington from Connecticut, 45.
Okay, well that's 1776. They started doing that stuff and like when they were really young.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the connection here.
Yeah. But love a good American history moment. We'll take a break.
These guys are a little old. I'm not gonna lie. I might have been totally wrong about this. Thomas Jefferson was 33.
Still pretty young though.
Yeah. I guess when this all kicks off, they're a little younger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's.
Yeah,
let's get
the
back
youngest
into it.
guy, 26.
Yeah, but that's still young.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
founding a whole country at 26 is crazy.
You know the vibes.
Yeah.
I think
think
we
I
give
could
you
do
a
it.
couple years. You can
Yeah,
get there.
give me a few years. I can do some stuff. I can make
You guys
some
want to start a new country?
I'm down.
sea land.
Buy an offshore oil rig.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys would want to do? Would you want to do the offshore oil rig, or would you try to like go buy land from the government somewhere? Like, you think Bosnia would sell us some fucking land?
I ain't buying land if I'm starting a country.
I'm
You're gonna-
Violent revolution only.
On
I'm
some piece
taking
of
it.
shit land, just somewhere. No, I'm down. What if you just chose like Seattle? What if you're just like, I want this block?
Entirety of Montana is just
Well, that would be hard because that's where our nukes are. They probably
true,
don't
that's
want to let go of Montana.
I'll give them back the nukes. They could keep
New
those.
Mexico.
I don't want
I'm a fair and just violent revolutionary. They can
Yeah.
keep their nukes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want New Mexico.
No,
New
you
Mexico.
don't. No offense to anybody from New Mexico, but no, you don't.
No, I could fuck with it. You want kind of you get a good surrounding area, like bubble of protection from the environment.
That's true. That's true.
Like, you do have to. You're found in a country. Defensive capabilities.
I think if
do.
you were to found a country, you need you need a seaport.
That's true. You
That's
do want
very
some
important.
access.
You want access to water or the ocean so you could trade. And then you also want defensible and a place where you can create and sustain yourself. So
Yeah,
like,
you want Argentina.
My problem.
you want Argentina.
My plan is New Mexico because that's where a lot of meth labs are, and so my
national export is meth.
National export is meth.
export is gonna be meth. And
Where'd you get this information? Breaking Bad?
no, no, that's shit like just New Mexico. It's
Just
not like
knowing
it's
people
that
from New.
good.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing, though. You're found in your own country. You could build meth labs anywhere.
Oh yeah, no,
Do whatever you want.
I'm just gonna make it though. I'm just gonna be like, well, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and New York. Those are my top places. That's where we're going.
Yeah. No, you could. I mean, shit, dude. Like, for a while, I mean, I know now it's kind of weed's more legalized, like a lot of states, but for a minute, people would just go to different states to buy weed. So
Yeah.
if you were the cool guy country that's like, we'll sell you meth, man, like, you
Yeah.
probably get some
You'll get some
tourism.
Oh yeah.
And you
Some
can
meth tourism is
Meth
crazy.
tourism.
I'll make a meth museum.
Oh no, a museum.
A methium.
The first meth was created in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like Amsterdam, kind of.
It's like, but and they still sell you like brownies and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just
Meth brownie.
oh god.
Those must taste awful.
That's here it is.
Disgusting.
You legalize meth, you become the meth capital of the world. Step 1.
Yes.
Step 2, you open up a stock exchange. and because did you guys hear the stock exchange there's a push for it to be 24 hours now?
Oh God.
Yeah, so
That's not going to
That's
be
not good
good.
because people aren't awake 24 hours.
yeah.
That's a bad
Well,
thing.
the argument being made is like it's so like slanted towards people living close to New York and stuff. Like you have to get up so much earlier on the West Coast and like
I would just open it up a little later. You know,
Yeah.
leave it open a little later, but like
But then you have people on the East Coast working later now. Like it's a hard thing to balance. I think ultimately it's probably a bad thing, but
It's probably a bad thing it's in New York. Maybe put it in Kansas or something. Central America.
And make it not on a coast.
Just the center of America, just Kansas.
yeah, but
Arkansas.
then the whole stock exchange
Panhandle,
just slanted
Texas.
towards America, which
Well,
selfishly
it's
is
a U.S. stock exchange.
it is, but the stock exchange is global.
Well, it's the United States.
The
There's
Kansas-
other countries with stock.
exchange.
Okay.
The
You have
Panhandle,
the-
Texas stock exchange.
Panhandle, the Oklahoma.
No, it's a duopoly. It's
that's
basically only there's one in I think Asia and then the one in New York, and Texas is going to try to start one, but the Republic of New Mexico with all of their meth, they
start
can
one.
be a 24-hour stock exchange.
Yeah, we can because so many people are buying meth from us.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. If you were to start a country, I don't know if a full democratic republic is the best way. I think we need to get back to our roots as people. Bring back
And
some kings
sovereign-
and kings and queens.
Sovereign ruling.
I like the idea of chess boxing for it.
What?
Chess boxing. You
Yeah.
play a couple minutes of chess.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you do a round of boxing, a couple minutes of chess. But if ever you get checkmated or knocked out, everything's over. And then at the end, after the last round of chess is played, if there was no knockouts and there's no checkmate, then it goes to decision by judges.
I think that should be how you define the ruler of New Mexico.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, it's me. It's me.
Yeah,
I made this idea. It's my country.
You're kind of the meth kingpin guy, though. I don't know if I want you in charge.
Yeah, he's part of
Exactly,
He's
it's-
part of the health department.
The Department of Meth.
Yeah.
God,
He's the FDA of New Mexico.
Not pure enough.
it's not pure enough.
Not pure
you
enough.
could, I
Not
mean,
blue. Breaking Bad.
shit, dude. Your number one export, you could just export shitloads of Adderall and Ritalin and all those other amphetamines.
Oh,
You could
no,
just
like
you
it-
could just export anything you want. You own a country.
Well, but he's already got the infrastructure to support making a ton of Adderall.
That's true. That's true.
It was just gonna be most drugs, you know, weed and meth top two, and then some
No
other
country's
stuff.
gonna let you export. I mean, maybe you could export weed, but you definitely can't export meth to another
Who
country.
said I was gonna tell them it was gonna be meth?
We're doing that now.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, cartels and stuff.
Oh
We
my
kinda
God.
Let that shit happen.
Sure, fine, but the
That's
Mexican
letting it
government's
happen.
still trying to stop them a little bit.
They're not.
Okay.
This
They're not.
this entire
They're bought off.
This entire thing, this entire movement was gonna be like a worse version of that. It was gonna be like we
He
are.
plans to be worse.
Yeah, his army all carries golden AKs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Black, like full on, like tactical black uniforms too. Like
Yeah. They're all dressed like
just a
CS:GO
militia,
operatives.
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, it's all tactical stuff.
like tag goggles and everything. Like,
Everyone's got night vision goggles.
yeah, for
Hell
no
yes.
reason.
Standard
broad daylight, just
Standard
night vision.
carry. Yeah.
But I would make it worse because
I want
we're
some
not
night
gonna
vision goggles.
we're not gonna tell other countries that it's gonna be drugs. We're gonna
I
tell
feel
them
like
something
they're
else.
gonna find out.
They're gonna know.
Eventually.
They're
Surely
gonna
you could get
know.
through like a couple shipments, but the ports of entry where you're shipping major cargo are gonna have drug dogs.
Yeah.
Like they already are catching like
Who said it was ports? It is New Mexico.
because you're just everything's on a truck.
He's gonna fly it in by drones.
No, it's by truck. It's by truck.
You catapult it. You build catapults in New Mexico to fling big packages over, and then there's a giant catcher's mitt.
Yeah,
Just
like
super
Phineas and
cartoony.
Ferb.
Yeah.
Like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's a good idea, man. I think if you took this plan to the people of New Mexico today,
I think they might say yes.
you could
I
vote
think-
to secede from the union.
You can, but you know the union's gonna come after you. You could vote to do whatever you want, but the feds will get you for it.
Well, yeah,
you know?
but all of the people are. I mean, how are they going to work 24 hours? I know how New Mexicans are going to work.
What?
New Mexicans? That not who lives in New Mexico?
No. I'm just like, what do you mean working?
Because they're on meth,
Well,
so you can outproduce the.
You outsource everybody else.
Never mind.
Yeah, try fighting a war 24 hours a day.
You know, we used to do that.
Yeah, we did use
as a people, as humans, we used to give our soldiers performance enhancers.
Yeah.
During war. Those performance enhancers.
There's that
include
one
meth.
story about that Polish guy. Like,
What?
He's Austrian.
is he Austrian?
He's Austrian, and then he invades Poland,
Oh,
and then that's why it's called the Blitzkrieg, is because it was really fast.
It was really fast, and they gave the soldiers meth.
well, that's part of what they were talking about with why storming the beaches of Normandy like was such a success. Was Hitler, who did a ton of uppers, had to sleeping pill himself to go to bed a lot, so he sedated himself into sleep. So they knew it was going to happen, and they're like they couldn't get the.
Well, okay, so we just had D-Day the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like D-Day Remembrance or whatever. Forget what it's called.
Uh,
But
Tease not stay. Go ahead.
Jesus. It was the other day. So I was reading up a little bit, and it made me remember how it was so meticulously planned, and it went off so perfectly.
No.
Every part of it went exactly how the Allies planned it.
No, the bombing
including
run.
Omaha.
The bombings didn't go right.
The bombings didn't go right, but they had a backup plan for that.
True.
And that worked, right?
Okay.
Including Omaha being the contested beach.
Okay.
Like they knew that one was going to be a little hot.
A little prickly.
Yeah.
A little hard to hold.
Which is why they sent other ones on the other side to come up and sweep it while they're just sending
Saving Private Ryan.
they're sending bodies.
Paratroopers and the
Not
bombers
dead
weren't
bodies.
doing too good though.
Yeah.
The paratroopers and the bombers were
The
taking some of those.
bombings did not go anywhere near where they're supposed to go. And then the paratroopers, some of them got off in like the wrong city.
Dude, paratrooping is so hard.
It is so
to this
difficult.
day, it's
Yeah.
still not ideal. Like, we stopped doing so much paratrooping, and now it's only like spec ops that do it, and they still have a hard fucking time.
Well, imagine like being that high in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to drop down. And do you know what they're doing? They're holding onto the wings of the plane.
What?
Yeah,
They're not hopping out of the bay?
no, they're on gliders. They're not like fully doing shit. They're on gliders on the wings of the plane holding on, and then they just let go.
I mean, that seems like a
Like
pretty.
they're inside of it, and then they get on the wings, and then they're like,
I fuck with that vibe.
yeah.
Do they do like little synchronized swimming stuff in the air too?
I don't think so.
No, you.
Maybe.
They all hold hands and stuff.
Do you know the one where they wanted to test the White House security, and so they had like a team of like CO6 drop onto the White House.
They get there?
Or it was like spec ops or something, or some special operations unit.
Mhm.
They told them, we want to test the defensive capabilities of the White House.
Sure.
Mhm.
And like security breaches
As you
and
would like to
everything,
do.
to make sure that you know. And so this team had a week to prepare.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They did I think it's called a death drop. I forget the name of it, but like basically you drop down from like helicopters or planes, and you don't wait until the last minute to open up your
Oh, is it a Halo?
Yeah.
The high altitude, low orbit.
Yeah.
Like they drop from super fucking high up to like a really small ring.
Very small area,
Yeah.
and then they don't pull their parachutes until they're close to the ground.
Sure.
So they do this jump and they get in there. The White House security never knew about it.
Yeah.
Until like they were just inside.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big believer in the Secret Service as like the penultimate like protection.
it's terrible.
Like,
No, they're just a bodyguard.
They were also like
Yeah.
testing like radar capabilities and like other sources of
Speaking of like dropping soldiers, you guys been playing Helldivers?
fuck yeah.
no.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been wanting to, but I was. My favorite Halo game is ODST, and I love that.
Oh.
I've been wanting to play it so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halo ODST did a lot for like vibes.
vibes.
Great
Jazz.
like vibe creation there. Very rainy, very broody.
Yeah. It's very like it's a Halo game, but it's not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Halo is.
Thanks for burping directly into the microphone.
Yes, thank you for
I didn't
that.
burp. I went
Oh,
I burped into it earlier.
Weirdly enough, I think it might be 5.
5.
Halo 5. I haven't
Infinite?
played Halo 5. Infinite's good, but I haven't played 5.
I don't have the campaign for Infinite. I just
Really?
play like the solo multi.
I have it. We'll play it.
But I like 5 because that was the first Halo I actually ever had.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I mean, I guess
That's crazy.
with your age, like a fair enough thing came out when you were in kind of the sweet spot for a Halo game.
Yeah, and then I bought the
4
Master
came
Chief
out for
collection.
4 came out in your prime. I'm pretty sure, not 5.
Oh, so many of them have came out like while I was pure gaming. Like I got my first gaming device when I was in like 3rd, 4th grade.
Mm.
Like I've been gaming for a long time. I just never played a Halo game.
Yeah.
It's easy to so I didn't play a lot of Call of Duty. That was really what I missed. Like
I never did.
I played the original Black Ops like a little bit, and then Black Ops 2 a little bit. But I was not a Modern Warfare. I was not.
I was the same.
Yeah.
Like I did a little bit of Black Ops and then play the shit out of zombies on Black Ops 2.
Gotta
That's
play the shit out of zombies on Black Ops.
But I would say my favorite Halo game is Reach.
Yeah.
Hands down. So good.
Reach is great.
Reach is good.
And they've got some like
Reach and ODST, like the spin-offs are just so good. Like they're all good, but the spin-offs were just amazing. You know?
And then Destiny is kind of a spin-off anyway because it's
What?
Destiny?
Destiny?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, so
It's made by the same company, but it's not a spin-off.
it's a spiritual successor because they sold the rights to build Halo games. So instead they built a different space shooter. It's a very one-to-one, like, you know.
That's true.
It also looks kind of similar. Like you can tell by the scopes.
Yeah.
The scopes of the guns in Destiny are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Destiny, I mean, talk about a game that with the highs and lows of live service.
I've been playing Destiny 2 for a little bit now. I started probably a month ago, maybe.
We started around the
almost
same
2.
time, yeah? No. Oh, you started a little bit before
I started a while before.
Yeah, and then I started playing, and we've been playing together, and they're like almost done with Destiny 2, right? It's like the final season next.
It's in the second to last season, basically, I think.
Yeah.
But there's 3 acts of this, and this season has like basically 100 and something days. Like this season goes to like November.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, they're ending it, but they're doing the thing where it's like
It's like a finale.
you know,
Like a
Attack
long-
on Titan.
Yeah.
They keep going like last season.
Last season.
Last part
season,
of last season.
Last season, part 2, part 3, part 4. Yeah.
Last chapter of last part of last season.
Yeah. I haven't seen Attack on Titan all the way yet. I've only seen the first season.
I've seen the first 2 seasons. I don't know.
I've seen the first episode.
You've seen the first episode?
First episode?
First episode.
It's good.
The first episode's fine. I don't know.
I had to buy Crunchyroll Premium because I started Jujutsu Kaisen. And
How is that?
It's good.
People have been really fucking with Jujutsu Kaisen.
I
like
heard
it.
it's good. I haven't watched it yet.
I've watched the first 3 episodes, but the thing is that you need a premium to watch the rest.
Oh no.
So
They got you hooked.
they
They got
got
you
me.
hook line. You're telling me you watched
Yeah.
the first 3
They give you the first 3 for free, and then they make you get premium.
and then they paywall your ass?
That's how you do
The
it.
thing is,
That's
though,
how you
business
get it.
model.
I have finished original Naruto. I'm at like 30 episodes into Naruto Shippuden, and I'm 349 episodes into One Piece.
You know they're remaking
Not
it.
even a dent.
One Piece?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're reanimating the old seasons because they look so shit.
They look awful.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like
They have a live action version now.
Yeah.
It's-
well,
I
I mean,
watched
that's
it and
like
it
the
looks
Netflix
awful.
thing, right?
I
yeah.
hate
that's
it.
just Netflix.
Yeah, fine. Netflix shits in a diaper and slaps a brand on it every year. That's fine.
Netflix is so terrible.
And it used to mean something.
Netflix used to be great.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be like the streaming service. Now it's like it was the first streaming service that like was popular and like
Well,
did stuff.
that's because no one understood
It killed-
how much value like giving them like The Office was or something. Like
Yeah.
when they're negotiating for the rights to stream The Office or something. I choose that because that's what was big in like 2013. No one thought that was worth anything, and now they realize it. So now Netflix has to make originals in order to stay profitable.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, how fucking hard is it to make generationally good television?
yeah.
I think that there's a lot of value in letting artists make art and then having someone else deal with the business side of it. Like we've seen really great success from like, I mean, I'm not saying like Facebook's a great company, but they gave engineers room to like, they like fed those guys, bathed those guys, gave them like clothing and housing and like, and then those guys built like really, incredible products.
Yeah. And
What-
I would
Kinda.
say engineering is a form of art. It's
Yeah,
in itself.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of contention about that. But I agree. I mean, it's part of what made Boeing so great. So Boeing had a major merger, which kind of is like what started this downturn, and like now we're seeing it materialize with all the
Yeah.
planes falling apart. But Boeing, the reason that they became so great and so successful is that they were an engineer-led aerospace engineering company.
Yes.
So like there is a lot. I would say I think it's a great idea. I think that they become weaker to outside businesses.
Yes.
What's your guys' favorite piece of art? Now that we're talking about art.
Ooh. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I don't know.
Oh God, that's
No.
so good. That is just art right there.
I mean, it's trashy, but I like a lot of Banksy stuff. Like that's easy to say.
What do you mean by art?
All
Like,
art.
Like all
Anything, all
art.
art.
Gotta be all art.
anything.
The
is art.
architecture.
Oh, like genre of
music.
art. Like what's your
No,
favorite
no,
genre
no.
of it?
Like
No,
full
all
on,
genres.
Like, all genres of art. What is your favorite piece of art?
Holy shit! Because anything is art. You know, books
Basically.
are art. Pictures are art.
Books, pictures, paintings, architecture.
I don't know. Do you have a
Some
good answer for this,
machines.
Hunter?
Do you have a good answer?
I'm in between the Starry Night and the F-22 Raptor.
I mean,
Honestly, fair enough. That is a good.
that is
I like
art.
a good stealth bomber myself. That's good.
My favorite art is the portal between New York and Dublin, where all the people in Dublin were showing New Yorkers pictures of 9/11, and then in New York, that one girl showed her boobs to the portal. So
I think that's like the funniest thing. I saw the 9/11 picture, and I think that's like average.
all the time.
That's like average Dubliner though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the
they're doing
Irish
shit like that.
people don't.
Yeah,
care.
Irish people are funny.
Here's the thing. Everything art. Okay, so art is intention. Like that's the definition of art. Is it intentionally to be art? That's my definition of it. So anything that has been designed is a piece of art. So you're talking about light switches can be art. This can is art. My shoes, these pants,
yeah, I mean,
everything in
Obviously,
the world
design is all this stuff is designed. That's,
Design is an integral part of society
yeah.
and of.
Well, I'm not just talking about design. I'm also talking about like actions, like sports, like athletes.
Sports are not-
They are artists. I would say they are because
Yeah,
they use their
no, yeah,
creativity
fair.
to figure stuff out. I would say a quarterback is an artist
I mean,
in a
sure.
way, and a
Yeah.
coach they are artists.
My paintbrush is this ball, and this field is my canvas.
Well, I would say like using your body to do something is a form of art as well. You
of
know,
course. I mean, dance and stuff. That's
Dance.
obviously
Yeah.
art. But yeah, so anything you're
Volleyball is
doing.
like an art almost because like
Volleyball's
the
an art.
entire time is just like it's like a dance
Well-
between two teams.
Well, think about this: martial arts. You know, it's an art to do like fighting things. You know,
yeah, of course.
and then there's also like regular what you do every morning. You know, I could take a shit and call that art if I wanted to.
You could take
Yeah,
a
'cause
shit,
I'm
and
painting
I
the
could
bottle
call
of
it
bowl.
art.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm painting the bottom of the bowl. Gotta
Depending how you
appreciate it.
capture that moment is what you share to the world, right?
Well,
But what about live art?
well, but there's also art, like, the famous banana taped to the wall.
Yeah.
So that art is that art, but it's not that banana. It's not that piece of tape. It's the way it's set up. So if you took a shit in a bowl and I called it art, what we would have to display in the museum would have to be probably a new shit. Like we wouldn't, the art is not that specific shit, but the way in which you took it.
No, I think,
kind of.
I think me taking the shit is the art in itself.
Well,
the
that
live action of that.
Sure, that's
It is your
performance art.
creation.
It is performance
But
art.
the shit itself is also the art.
Yes, the toilet's art. The water is art in itself. The
No,
amount of
it's
water
not.
in the bowl
The amount of water in the bowl is definitely
is art. It's designed. It's intentional. The way the toilet bowl spins, art.
Well, that's if it spins.
If it spins, even
If
if
it
it doesn't
spins.
spin, it still has to flush some way. If it doesn't flush, art in itself too.
I think we got down to the basic roots of what art is. Where in the world did that go?
Art is intention.
No.
Art is intention.
No.
And
Because
it's
you can
not
see
only
art
your
out of
intentions.
intention.
It's
Is it
not even
art-
your intention. It's intention of how, if you intend it to be art, or if somebody sees it as art, then it is
I think art's just expression.
expression.
Mm-hmm. Intentional or unintentional. Like there is artistry in the unintentional art for sure.
I
And
think
that's
there's
a lot
art
of
without expression as well.
There's art without expression.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is.
There is.
There is. I did learn about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I mean, tell me on this. I'd like to see some
say
art.
you get paid to do art.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't mean anything to you, but it is intentional to look good. It's not your own expression of yourself or expression of what you want it to be, but it's still just art. It's still something pretty that someone can look at and they can see it as art in itself.
Here's another. Here's
So it's
another
not just
one.
your expression; it's others' expressions.
Art without
but that's still expression.
art without
in a way.
expression.
Hmm.
I learned about this one. You get those big canvases
Sure.
and you have the paint on a string or like hanging it.
Mhm.
You puncture the bottom.
Yeah.
And you make it spin around.
But motion and expression, like
Mm,
you are impacting that. That is an expression of the way that
expression
you're,
is
the color
is a
of paint
personal
you
thing.
choose and the way that you apply it. Like that's all an expression, even if it's not like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Am I-
So, well,
Viewers at home,
yeah, chime in, send
Chime
us some
in.
letters, whatever you want.
what's with the letters? We don't have a way for
I
them
like
to send us letters.
Well, send me a text. I don't know.
Send me a text.
Text me
You
your
know,
art.
I think comments.
I want to see your art, actually.
comments if you're
Comment?
interested.
Let's set up a Discord or something. and
Letters. We have the email.
We do have an email.
We do have
Have
an
them
email.
send us letters to the email.
Send us your art, not your dick pics, but your art.
Hey,
and we'd love
if
to
you're
see
expressing yourself,
it. Hey, a dick pic is a piece of art too.
I mean,
so-
don't-
But please,
don't.
I don't want to see
if
that.
you do,
I'm-
Draw
If you do, it
some-
better be like dipped in blue paint.
it better be beautiful. Like if you have a dick pic, I want to, and it's like really nice. Like if it's art, we'll see.
Don't send us art you wouldn't want us to put on the wall here.
Yeah, there you go. If you wouldn't send it to your mother,
Yeah.
don't send it to us.
Don't send it to us.
how about this? If you do send us art, we might print it out and we might put it up on the wall.
I don't know who this we shit is. Why don't you focus on
If it's-
showing up
if
on
it's
time?
nice, if we like it, we'll put it on the wall. Yeah, show up on time.
I blame
you
my-
show up on.
I am on time. I'm always here. Yeah, I woke up and I was here.
You being here and you being ready are different.
I blame
was
my
ready.
neighbor.
You took a shower,
So I could be ready without a shower.
but you weren't.
I was ready.
Dave's room, all lights are off, windows closed, blinds closed, not an ounce of movement in the room. I go, hey, he goes, oh, are we recording today?
I didn't
Okay,
see a
and
text.
you know what I did? I got up, put some pants on, and then he told me Hunter's going to be late, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go take a shower then. I was ready.
He did only put pants on. That you didn't mishear him. He was shirtless and shoeless.
Yeah, okay. It takes 2 seconds to put on a shirt, 2 seconds to put on shoes.
All right.
All right.
I think we got to wrap this one up. Any parting words for our dear viewers at home?
Actually, I have another story. I have a whole nother story. It's a
Oh
whole
my
nother
God.
topic. I think we could do an extra long episode today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna cut
Yeah, we're gonna
A
cut
lot.
it.
first front half of. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh my God.
Yes. No, I was doing a pause so we can do cut breaks. Okay. So yesterday I got a text from my buddy who's turning 21 today, actually. And he's like, "Hey, come to the mall.
Come to the
I need your
mall?
help." Right?
Like the shopping mall.
Like the shopping mall, South Coast Plaza to be specific.
Okay.
So a really
Little-
fancy mall.
Little SCP.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, okay, what did you need? Homie brought me and like a couple other guys to go check out Cologne.
Like a
went to-
cologne. Like
He
You know who
wanted-
I think it was?
Yeah, of course it is. It's exactly who you think it is. He brought Josh, Orlando, and Matt came. It was a wild group. And we're just checking out colognes. And as soon as I walk into the store, instant headache.
yeah.
Lost my sense of smell
Okay.
instantly.
Pass out.
I was dying because I don't know what was going on.
Sensitive.
Yeah, I have very sensitive smell, and and they're in there for like 3 hours, actual
Oh.
3 hours
There's no
at this
way.
mall.
After 3 hours, you know what you're smelling.
They're at 3 hours at this mall trying to decide between like 10 different colognes and perfumes and shit, and I'm over there just dying. And then they would ask me like, because
Dave's
I-
in the corner with a fucking brown paper bag, breathing in and out of the.
yeah,
fucking-
I actually had to like step outside for a bit because I'm
Yeah.
just like
of course.
I almost passed out.
Also, 3 hours of anything in a mall is probably
Yeah,
a little
I was
much.
dying. But, you know, they kept asking me, like, here, smell this. Like, do you think this one's good? And I'm like, why the fuck am I here? you ever just get dragged somewhere
Yeah.
because someone wants your opinion, but you don't know anything about it?
There is, I will say, something beautiful about just wanting a friend's opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
obviously,
true.
this sounds horrific, but
Here's the thing
okay.
is,
I think, because one of them said, like, oh, yeah, you have a really strong sense of smell. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm dying right now. And here's the thing. I don't buy cologne.
right.
I make cologne out of essential oils and like stuff.
Ugh.
I have a really nice roller that I use, and it smells great. Or I just grab some fucking rosemary off the side of the road and just rub that on myself.
No,
and
no,
I smell
you just
fantastic.
You just get a little Jack Daniels, a little bit on your wrist, a little bit on
just a little gasoline
just
on the neck. you
yeah, a
know?
little gasoline.
Yeah.
Just rub leather
that's
on
what
your.
I do.
Yeah, honestly,
That's what I do.
Yeah.
be a man.
Gotta be a
wear
little bit
gasoline.
country. No, I actually have been getting into colognes a little bit recently.
No, really.
Okay,
But the thing is, like, I have a decent sense of smell when I'm not getting off of being sick.
Yeah.
And so I just bought my first cologne.
Wow.
wow, congratulations.
do you wanna
you wanna
drop
drop the
the?
name? How
I
much did
bought
you spend on it too?
K by Dolce & Gabbana.
Ooh.
All right.
It was about $120.
Okay,
Jesus.
so that's like a
That's
you know
actually
a
one of
little
the-
bit of a real cologne
It's-
right there.
That is one of the cheapest ones
one of the cheapest
that they
ones.
were looking at yesterday.
It's
yeah,
one of the
cologne's
cheapest-
expensive.
Okay, they were looking at like $400, $500 bottles. Insane, and they don't even smell good. Like,
And you can't even drink them.
Some of them
can't
don't.
even drink it.
Some of them don't smell good. Some of them do though.
Yeah.
I look for
They
like
are- yeah,
the
that-
Yeah, but it doesn't justify $500.
yeah. It also depends on how long they last, because a couple of those like higher price ones do last a fair bit longer
That's true.
and keep their scent for a decent amount of time.
That's fair. And I'm not trying to talk shit on people who like their hobby is cologne, because like a couple of the guys that brought me along, like they love collecting colognes, and it's really cool to see like people with hobbies.
Yeah.
But like
It's an expensive
it's
one.
an expensive.
It's one of the
hobby.
most expensive hobbies ever, and that's why I don't get involved in it that much.
Yeah, I mean but like if you're collecting cologne, that's a level of disposable income. That's
Yeah.
Gone.
like what are we like at least if you're buying like an expensive watch or a musical instrument, like if you collect guitars.
Do you know what's really nice though? Having a friend who
Oh,
collects cologne.
yeah.
Having somebody you know who collects cologne. Because
Right.
now, if I ever need some,
I
I know who to go to.
Mind you, that's one of the guys that that I'm gonna be living with because I'm moving in.
Oh,
with him.
that's right. Yeah.
And so
I know I got one of them here too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me, he was like, yeah, so I'm definitely just gonna like at some point just give you colognes. I was like, all right, fire.
Cool.
He's already given me 2.
There
He gave me
you go.
2 of his hand-me-downs. I used one of them already all the way, and the other one I'm still working on, but I like the one that I bought a little bit more.
I will say, out of everybody that was there, he had the best like nasal palate. I think it's
Nasal palate.
olfactory
Olfactory
response.
sommelier.
His smell, like the ones he was picking out, were probably the best. Like I trust his opinion the most.
I have a similar, if not a little bit better than his.
Ooh,
Because
big words.
he was
Ooh, that's fighting words.
That's fighting
no,
words.
because he was
fighting
Hey,
words.
legally speaking, you guys have to duel.
no. He actually
with flintlock pistols.
he actually told me like himself. He was like, I brought you along because you like understand it better. Because we went one time alone, and he was like, okay, I need your opinion on these. He picked out 3. I said that one and that one, and he smelled them all. And he's like, okay, I know, like one of them is awful, and then he got out of the store, and the one that I was like one of the ones I had him get, he was like, no, this actually like fits me perfectly.
Here's the thing. Okay, when they did show me those certain colognes, I was able to like really differentiate and like really like
Yeah, they smell
break
different.
apart. No, I was really able to break apart the scents within the single cologne.
You can definitely
Like
tell.
I think
like,
I'm pretty good at like breaking up what I'm smelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so overwhelming for me.
especially because
That
at a
it's, like,
cologne
it's a
store,
lot.
there's too many.
There's too much going on.
A lot of competing.
And they're spraying themselves too, and they're like, "Here, smell this," and I'm like, they're holding out their arm,
and there's
I
like
don't
4
know-
things on their
there's
arm.
like 10 things on their arm, and I'm like, dude, I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just had like a coffee bean in my nose at one point because he like reset, and I was just like keeping it there. It was bad.
We actually use like coffee grounds in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it on vomit. Just totally kills the scent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Throw coffee grounds on
If
your vomit.
if you've thrown up somewhere for whatever reason, you can throw a little coffee ground on there, and then it coagulates, so you can pick it up instead of like pushing around vomit on your floor.
That's one of my favorite words.
Coagulate.
It's great.
I don't like
vomit?
when it happens though, especially when it happens to your blood.
I love when it
Coagulate.
coagulate my blood and a lethal aneurysm hits my fucking brain stem.
Oh, it sounds like it should have a Q in it, but it doesn't. It's so nice.
It coagulate can have as many Q's as you want if you don't use spell check.
Quebec. No, that's
It's got a Q in it. That's half of the battle. All right, well, we'll let that
Anyways,
one be.
We'll simmer on this for a while.
Tell us something that has a silent Q in it.
Yeah, write us some letters. We want to get more involved with our fans.
Write us some letters again.
Yeah, write us some letters. Send us some emails. Do whatever you want, except for dick pics. I don't want to see that.
Pussy.
I really don't. They're only going to send them now.
Just send me the email. I'll log
Hey,
in. I'll load it.
you guys are the ones who put it out there.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, send us a bunch. We'd love to have some stuff going on in these next few weeks. We want to do some outside the room shows, like go out and do stuff. Send us some
Look at
ideas.
Brad's face said absolutely no.
I would love to. I don't want to be in this room the whole time. It's crazy. And give us your feedback. We'd love to hear it.
Are you done waffling? You want to ask him for letters one more time?
Send us some letters, please. I love your letters. I love reading letters, fan mail, whatnot.
You haven't done any of that.
I'm gonna keep going. I have.
We haven't had any of that.
We haven't had. There's no possible way.
Excuse me.
Oh my god. I'm walking off this episode.
Actually, correction.
Oh god. Speaking of fucking letters,
Speaking of fucking
this
letters,
episode's gonna be a fucking nightmare to cut, dude. This is ridiculous.
we'll just cut it in half and then release 2, or just release the whole thing. It's fine. All right. Amir, our man on a mission.
Let me go grab Amir's
Man on the
photo.
other side.
All right. Oh, you have a photo for him?
For our audio listeners, I have a picture of Amir with us.
That is
Amir,
not Amir.
Amir, our man on the mission, sent us another letter from the front lines. June 8th. The harsh tropical climate is unforgiving up north. Still better than anything in SoCal. I don't want to hear it from any of you.
Fucking kill yourself, Amir.
Get out of here. Work is grueling. I work tirelessly at my retail job, making a shekel an hour, checking out maybe one customer a day.
Jesus.
It's such hard and difficult work. I have foraged new ingredients and have upgraded from organic granola to the occasional half pound of ground beef. Good for him. He's getting his nutrients.
He's eating a half pound of ground beef on lunch.
It's very primal and satisfies my hunter's instinct. Yeah. Yeah, he upgraded from a gatherer right there. I'll give him that.
He's still eating it raw.
The G-tippers in the South seem to be doing well, but I will tirelessly continue my pilgrimage. I count the seconds until I can complain about my lack of podcasting again in the fall. Stay classy from Saskatchewan, Amir.